Sure.
I have to point out that my boyfriend now is so extremely uncomfortable going to a strip club without me now. I've talked to his friends about it over and over.
Mm-hmm.
He is so uncomfortable going. We go all the time as a couple and with friends, and we have so much fun. I will tell him, go get lap dances. Go to the strip club with your friends. And he is just so uncomfortable with it now. He will not do it. And I'm so okay with it. I'm like, go have fun. And he's just like, no, you have to come with me. You have to. Yeah. He won't go by himself now. And it's just the most bizarre thing ever. I would like some opinion on that. If any people would like to call in about that.
Yes.
Really, I'm curious.
What opinion are you asking exactly?
Why is it that once a man starts dating someone, they're uncomfortable going to a strip club by themselves?
I don't know that that's the case. I think that there's plenty of guys out there that go to strip clubs.
But no, like just for if any of those who are listening, why do you think that is that some men do that? Because mine will not. He refuses. Same thing with Kate.
Well,
her man won't go.
He never went
made
to
a
a
habit
strip
of it,
club.
though.
He went to a strip club before the fact. Now he's like, I'm petrified.
Yeah, like they won't go. Why?
He's like, if I find out what it's about, I'm not sure that
is that what it is. Seeing what we do.
Okay, so here's the thought though. I think that what is interesting is that it's normal to us, the ladies here. You're not bothered by the idea. Well, except for Kate, right? She says, it's not good. I don't want you going to a strip club, It's not, or maybe it's not, ideal for you because
it's not ideal for us because I think that if he
thinks about it,
knew what was going on in there, it may change his perception about, our whatever, because you don't know what kind of dancers he's going to get. Every individual girl is different, and he might get the girl who's like, $1,000, die.
Okay. So let's say you were not in this industry and you were, because there's lots of other women out there who will go, with a couple to, boyfriend, girlfriend, go to a strip club, right? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about women should women be okay with it? Should women not be okay with it?
I don't know. I'm a biased opinion because honestly, I work in a strip club, so I'm not going to go spend my free time there.
No, but look, okay, here's a question that we have. This comes from Byron in LA. Okay, and it says, I'm a newlywed for a year now, but I dated my wife for a year and a half before we got married. And I think she's losing interest in the bedroom. Any tips for you? Okay, wait. Any tips from you ladies on what women want? Okay. Okay, wait, no, that was not the question I wanted to ask you. Okay, here's the question. This is from Jessica in Las Vegas. What do women think of other women who go into strip clubs with their boyfriends? Is there etiquette for women in strip clubs?
We love it when couples come in or even groups of women come in. The only etiquette / boundary we have is that we, for lack of a better word, we dislike it when women come in and have their backs turned to us. They act like
they don't want to be there.
SHIT. They don't want to be there. I spelled it out. I didn't say it. That's how they feel.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
But that's how they act. That's how they act. And that is just not proper etiquette. If you don't want to be there, don't come.
Yeah, and we actually do get that a lot. We get that a lot, that it's like, oh, my boyfriend wants to be here. But it's like, okay, you want to be here, you don't want to be here. And you're just here because of him. At the same time, if you want to be here, don't give us your back. We're all here to make money. We're all here. This is a lifestyle. This is a living.
So you don't think ill of them? You don't, because they,
No.
Yeah, so they're just as good as anybody else. Right?
We love it. I am great with couples. I love them.
Yeah,
I'm very good.
I'm not so great with couples, and so, if they come up and they tip me or they come up and they're like, "Hi," then I'm more at ease.
Mm-hmm.
And I got chased down when I was 18 with a high heel at a strip club. I'm like, definitely my heel's bigger than any other girl ever coming in the strip club, so don't chase me down with a high heel. But the guy didn't. She went to the bathroom, misunderstanding, gave the guy a dance, came out, and this girl's like ready to attack me. So yeah, I'm a little bit more timid around women than I would be just a man. That's my personal experience. So every experience and interaction we have with somebody is always going to change how you interact later. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things with women for myself. And I know there's a lot of other women who are just like, I'd rather have them approach me. That's us trying to show some respect to the woman, not being disrespectful, like, oh my God, you came here, we don't like it.
Right, sure. So there's a lot of variety, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody's going to be 100% across the board, the
You're
same
right.
same opinion all the time.
And also, when couples come in, we tend to try to make them as comfortable as possible. When I see a couple come in, I'm very comfortable around them. I will be just all over the female. Like the male will just be like, "Oh, what about me?"
Yeah.
I try to make them, or I try to make her as comfortable as possible because it has to be difficult. You know, being in there knowing that your significant other, husband, partner, whatever, is looking at all these other females. And
Yeah, but
so
why does that have to be so like terribly uncomfortable, so to say? I mean,
they're not used to it, maybe.
is
Because
this
it's not socially acceptable. Okay, how many times, instance taken, we're talking about walking through Sam's Club and other people looking at other people, and then that's just not right in our society. You're not supposed to, if you're married, you're not supposed to give the up down to the 20-year-old in the aisle next to you.
Yeah.
So
That's
now,
socially unacceptable,
now you're taking them into the environment where the girl's literally naked, toplet, whatever, and now it's okay for him to look. But the minute that you leave the door, all of a sudden it becomes socially unacceptable.
okay?
Again.
Quickly, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Raw Dialogue. We're talking to the panel, the ladies from your local Las Vegas strip clubs. If you have any questions for the ladies, it's 257-5396. That's 702-257-5396. Okay, on that note, so why is that so? I mean, if women were more comfortable with who they were and who they were with, do you know what I mean? Do you think because I find that, you know, when you see couples that come into the club and they're happy, you know, and that it's an experience together, I mean, that it can be an experience together, that it can be beneficial. It doesn't have to be something quite so negative. Sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
I have had many couples that have came in, done 2 dances together, and have literally said, "Okay, well, we're gonna go do it out in the parking lot now. Like, bye, thank you."
You're creeping me out. I'm gonna need a filter for you soon.
There are couples who do come in, and the ladies will just be all over you. Like, it's not even the men.
Okay,
It'll be the ladies that
that's
are
another-
just.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
How about this? This is another misconception, though, that we want women all over us. No, at the end of the day, I don't want you coming in and wearing a skirt and not having any underwear.
Okay, yeah.
This has happened, though, before. These are things that happen in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to, like, radio edit or anything like that, but there's still boundaries with
Sure.
women.
Sure,
So there's
sure.
another, and I'm saying this in the nicest of ways, and same with men. Like the guy with the kilt last week, okay? Same concept.
Well, at least you called in to ask about that, you know.
Same concept, though.
Sure.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay, Monica, you've been pretty quiet over there.
Actually, I'm just sitting here listening to all this. You know, we all have
It's not a
different
couple
opinions.
person.
So, like I said, when it comes to couples, actually, I'm pretty intimidated when it comes to that too, because you have a lot of girls that come in there and they're more excited than the guy is.
Yep.
That's interesting.
all the time.
All
Really
the time.
quick, we have a caller. Let's go ahead and
Okay.
go to Bob. Give him a chance to share his thoughts. Bob, are you there?
Yeah. I've been around town here a long time, and I remember back in the late 70s, my girlfriend taking me to a strip club and seeing Marilyn Chambers. And it took me probably, living in this town and everything, and you know what goes on and all that, but it took me about 2 or 3 weeks to overcome. That was my first adventure into a strip club, and she took me.
What do you mean by overcome?
Well, overcome
Shock?
what I saw. The whole fantasy was gone about what I thought about women and my girlfriend.
Really?
And it took me a while to get over that, to get back into her.
Oh wow.
So,
Wow.
so I never went to a strip club again after that. That was about 1978. So I just wanted to get your comment on that, and I'll listen to it off the air.
Okay, that's
So
really
off
interesting.
the phone.
Okay, thanks, Bob. That was an interesting concept. That's, you have to remember too, being women, we tend to not know exactly what it's like as a man to experience these things.
I think that's very fair because I have a feeling my boyfriend would feel the same exact way Bob does. Exactly. Like my boyfriend does not know.
Okay, really
I
quick.
can understand that.
You want to call in? The number is 257-53396 if you have any comments or questions for the
I don't-
panel. It's 257-53396.
I don't know
And-
if you can comment on that. That's the way
Well-
you felt. And so
No, yeah, but continue if you have any comments or questions going forward. You know,
definitely.
yeah.
But on Bob's situation,
comment
you know
on
what?
that.
I definitely think that there are more men like you out there.
Well, I just think it's interesting because, you know, women are simply not visually motivated to the extent that men are. So, you know, when we try to look at it through a man's perspective, we are always going to fail.
What I'd like to know is if they're still together. It's too bad he hung up.
Yeah.
That was my question.
Bob, call back now. If you're still listening, call back.
Okay. So at any rate, yeah, that is really interesting though, because like I said, something else I was wondering is, you know, what do men really find sexy? I mean, is it all about a visual experience, or are there things that, you know, no matter what, that woman, as hot as she is, will never be sexy simply because just, you know, whatever just fell out of her mouth, or, you know, her brains just fall out of her mouth when she opens it. Maybe she's got a really bad attitude, you know, things of that nature. So I don't really know though. Like I said, I am not a guy, and seeing it through your eyes, I can only guess. As far as that goes.
As we
It
all
is-
can.
Is it freezing in here? Or is it just me? I'm like freezing in the studio
That's
today.
why my
It's a
arms.
little
Do you see
cold.
my arms crossed?
I know.
I'm cold.
Like I'm chattering almost. Anyway, let me get to some more of these emails here in a second. Let me just throw my coat on.
Oh yes, warm up, please.
Yeah.
See, now that's sexy. Her little
clothes
business
on.
coat.
Anyway, just say what I'm wearing.
She's right though. Like people can look just absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and I have had so many customers say, you know, that girl is so beautiful, but as soon as she came up to me and her attitude came out, she was instantly just
and that's true.
unattractive.
And that is
Instantly.
so true.
Just this, what comes out of your mouth can just turn off a guy in a snap of a finger.
Because at the end of the day, like, they might come to a strip club, but they still want to feel that comfort. They still want to talk to somebody.
They want someone nice.
Of
They want
course.
you to be nice to them, not
Yeah.
mean.
Exactly.
Here's something else I think it's interesting on that note. I think that in the time that I worked in that industry or in this industry, I always, like, for the first probably 3 or 4 years, I tried to mentally categorize every guy that came in there. And I figured, you know, I could put every guy that comes in there, I'm going to put them into boxes. And I thought for sure I could pinpoint, you know, that guys come in here for one of 2 reasons or one of 5 reasons or something along those lines. And you find after you work there that that's just not possible. That guys have such, you know, they are really quite diverse. And while they are very simple, they're actually pretty complex in their reasons for coming into those places.
Yeah.
I mean, did you find that? I mean, it's all about pinpointing exactly what it is they want.
As soon as you think you know what they want, they just end up wanting more. They are, you men are so complex.
Yeah.
We think we figure it out. You know, you get regulars who come in and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been seeing you for a year now. I know exactly what you want. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, they want something more.
Variety is the spice of
Yes.
life.
Yes, and that's the beauty of this industry's variety of spice of life. Okay, so let's get through some of the more of these emails. We only got about 10 minutes left here today. Okay, so did we already do Eric from Las Vegas? Okay, yeah. Well, this was the question I was supposed to ask you earlier when we were talking about this. Okay, so I think we already went over this, but this was the question. It says, I don't go to strip clubs all that often, but my girlfriend throws a fit when I do. She didn't used to when we first started dating, but now it's the end of the world if I go. What can I tell her to get her to understand I'm still coming home to her every night? That was from Eric in Las Vegas. Does that tie into what we were talking about
The
earlier?
last part of that question, I'm still coming home to you every night. If she doesn't
Come
believe
with
you,
me. Come with me.
Take her with you?
Yeah.
That's all I can. Come with me. Ladies, it can be like I said, I go to
I
strip
think
clubs with
that-
my man all the time, and it is so fun.
I think that, you know, if you're with a guy that actually does like to go to these places, I think that's a beneficial thing for a woman to go and to understand exactly what
Yeah,
his, you know.
go see what he's doing. Go with him.
But
Check it out.
A lot of women don't understand. A lot of women don't understand that. A lot of women are like too shy, or that's not my scenery.
You think that they have like
that's
a
not my type.
misunderstanding of what the industry is all about?
I actually had one